one very pervasive issue for many companies in different industries, not all, but many, are how companies operate in countries that may have non-democratic or authoritarian regimes. Also countries where there are conflict zones, where there are particular challenges for companies. And that's a challenge, for example, most obviously for extractive companies, oil and mining, but also for companies in food, beverage, agriculture, and interestingly for companies in internet, mobile communications, and telecom, as we've seen the last several years in certain countries, particularly in the Middle East. So there's a range of challenges that companies face, many in common, but some, of course, distinct for their industry. All companies should be aligned with the UN Guiding Principles on Business and Human Rights. Those provide a common framework, a floor for companies in all industries in terms of basic human rights policies and due diligence processes. But companies in certain industries also need to operate at a more specific standard when it comes to respecting human rights. And there are certain sectors, again, particularly extractives, but also information and communications technology, where there are certain industry and issue specific standards. But what's really most important is for companies to make basic policy commitments, to have basic due diligence processes and work in place, and to engage with their stakeholders and to report in public on what their commitments look like as well as their performance. We need to have a combination of voluntary and mandatory standards. I don't think that voluntary standards on their own are sufficient. I do think that mandatory standards in the form of legislation or regulation at times is necessary.